A very good evening. It's Saturday the 30th of August 2014 and welcome to Newsfirst Weekend, coming to you live from our Newsfirst Centre in Colombo. I'm Arundhati Mudalnayaka. Let's start off with a look at your headlines this evening.
Overwhelming public response for the Sirasa Shakti Sahanayatra program. Drought-affected farmers face more difficulties due to debt. Decision reached to temporarily halt the strike action launched by health workers attached to positions supplementary to medicine. Proposed drinking water scheme for Dibulagala comes to a standstill due to the intervention of the Divisional Secretariat.
For the past 9 months, the drought has caused many hardships for over 2 million people. The very individuals who plough our lands to provide rice on our plates are now suffering in hunger. The lands left barren and water supplies dried up. Numerous communities in drought-affected areas have been left destitute. Now, the Capital Maharaja organization commenced the Sirasa Shakti Sahanayatra program in order to provide relief to those who have been affected. The relief we have received over the past couple of days has been overwhelming.
From children to the elderly, individuals from all walks of life flock to the Capital Maharaja organization head office to assist those who have been affected by the drought. Religious leaders, scholars, entrepreneurs and politicians were among those who took part in this initiative. As citizens of this country, it is our duty to help those in need, and we got this message through Sirasa.
If we helped in a small way, we believe it is a great deed.
We're doing this wholeheartedly for the people in need. The public's response to render their assistance to those victimized by the drought has been overwhelming. After hearing for months on ends about the hardships faced by our fellow brothers and sisters, the Sirasa Shakti Sahanayatra has granted an opportunity to the public to render their assistance to them.
Thank you for this opportunity.
When the tsunami hit, everyone helped us. Now we must do the same. We do not have the opportunity to go there in person and donate. Neither do we have the time in our hands because of our jobs. We are happy that Sirasa is doing this. The Sirasa Shakti Sahanayatra is due to depart to drought-affected areas at 6 a.m. tomorrow morning.
We are all Sri Lankans, so we must help everyone. We are making donations in whatever way we can.
All 225 members of parliament should be held responsible for this. We expect that they will focus more attention on this. The food and the desperately needed water we will provide will renew the hopes of those who have been battered by this extreme drought. Everyone who aided in this initiative can rejoice at the fact that your assistance will provide hope for a section of the community who have been affected the worst. What you see is people in the masses donating essential items for those affected in rural areas in our country. I am at Stein Studios in Watmalana and people continue to come in with donations such as dry rations and bottled water. What is being done now is the sorting of the donations into bundles in order to be taken to the drought-stricken areas. We request from you as well to make a donation to the Sirasa Shakti Sahanayatra.
Sirasa Shakti Sahanayatrawata විශාල වශයෙන්
Donations have flooded in for the Sirasa Shakti Sahanayatra at the MTV MBC studio complex in Depanama, Pandipitia. From the moment we made aware to the public on the donations that could be made, they have been flowing to the studio complex in Depanama. It should be noted that we will be travelling on 3 routes to donate these items. We will be heading to the Ampara district from Berbrook Place in Colombo 2 via Kataragama on the Gold Road. Now, if you are unable to make a donation, you could by donating to the Sirasa Shakti Sahanayatra while it is en route to its destination. Another fleet of vehicles will transport these donations to the Polonnaruwa district via the Kandy Road through Kurunegala and Dambulla. Another fleet of vehicles will head to Kilinochi through the Nigamba Road. Now, those residing in these aforementioned routes can make their donations for the Sirasa Shakti Sahanayatra because it is for the people of our own nation.
We will now cross over to some live visuals to the capital head office of the Capital Maharaja organization, where donations are being collected to be distributed from tomorrow onwards. Now, as you can see, overwhelming relief aid is being collected here. Even right now, people are bringing in aid, and those who are unable to bring any aid to this evening, they may do so to our trucks which will be transporting the aid to the affected areas from tomorrow, and those who are willing to hand over any aid can do so on the way.
හැමදාම එක්ක දොස්තර ස්ට්‍රයික් එක්ක නර්ස්ලා ස්ට්‍රයික් එක්ක මේගොල්ලෝ ස්වේදෙන මිනිස්සු ස්ට්‍රයික් කීදෙනෙක් හැමදාම මම මුළු අවුරුද්දම ස්ට්‍රයික් කරන්න වැඩි මිනිස්සු ගැන කිසි කෙනෙක් කම්පාරදී මිනිස්සු තමයි ආවිල්ලා.
Although an interim injunction was issued ordering health workers attached to positions supplementary to medicine to call off their strike action, the strike action continued for a 5th day today.
Long queues were seen at the national hospitals today as clinical activities came to a standstill. Pharmacy facilities, laboratory facilities as well as X-ray units at the hospital remain inactive. I asked the nurse what was happening. She told me if you came to obtain medicine free of charge, you will have to go through this. This is what they say after obtaining free education and getting appointments to treat patients.
We can't fight with them. We have to listen to them.
While numerous patients respond in this manner, one patient filed a petition against the trade union action. The Colombo District Court, after taking the petition into consideration, issued an interim injunction ordering the workers to halt their protest. The activities of a number of hospitals were hampered today as well due to the strike action. This is the manner in which patients who arrived at the Hambantota General Hospital headed back home without obtaining medicine. The SPC retail outlet in Hambantota was filled with patients today as well. They issue the prescription and ask us to purchase the medicine from the SPC outlet. Even then we don't receive all the medicine.
අනුරාධපුර ශික්ෂණ රෝහලේ අද දක්නට ලැබුණේ මෙවැනි තත්ත්වයක්.
A similar situation was also witnessed at the Kandy General Hospital. She has been fasting since 6 p.m. to take a blood test. Director of the Ragama Teaching Hospital, UMM Samaranayaka, who could not bear the difficulties faced by patients, took steps to open up the medical stores and issue medicines to patients.
Upon the written instructions of the Health Services Director General, we opened up the stores and obtained medicine. We did not do this to stifle any trade union action. We did this for the benefit of the patients.
A discussion was held today between the trade union activists and the Deputy Minister of Health. Following the meeting, General Secretary of the Joint Trade Union Council of Professions Supplementary to Medicines, Saman Jayasekara, noted that a decision was reached to temporarily suspend the strike action.
The council decided to temporarily halt the strike action launched by supplementary medical professionals. Thereby, the strike will be suspended for 48 hours commencing from 8 a.m. tomorrow. Following a third round of discussions with the Deputy Minister of Health, we were able to obtain a favourable response. We also took into consideration the difficulties faced by patients. We call on members to report to work at 8 a.m. tomorrow.
An incident where the police misused their power to influence the lives of the public was reported to Newsfirst from the Muttur area.
The events began unfolding from the 23rd of August when a group of police officers acted in an unruly manner under the guise of a raid to take into custody illicit liquor. However, the officers were unable to find the purported liquor. The police returned to the area after receiving information that an individual had recorded the incident on a mobile phone. However, the officers arrived at the wrong house. The activities of the police was recorded on CCTV cameras set up in the residence. The police entered the compound by kicking down a part of the gate. They also broke the other camera and came through the back by climbing over the fence. Meanwhile, yet another incident, similar in nature, was reported from a nightclub in the Katunaka area. This is the manner in which the activities of the police was recorded on CCTV cameras. Signs that the public is beginning to lose faith in the police. 3 instances on which police officers were assaulted during the past week. 2 police officers who attempted to inspect a motorcycle in Urbok assaulted. 2 police officers assaulted in the Kandy town. 2 police officers who attempted to arrest a Navy deserter assaulted. Won't such instances increase if the police continue to misuse their power? For your attention.
There seems to be no visible end to the hardships faced by those who have been suffering without any food or water due to the drought. Each day they wonder how they can get through the next day. The drought, which has affected 14 districts in 5 provinces, has caused a severe economic crisis among those living in these areas. Many are now looking to the skies, expecting to receive some sort of sympathy from the weather gods after giving all they had to cultivate their farmlands.
The paddy died out for 2 years in a row.
They are now in a situation where they have lost their valued belongings as well as their cultivations.
We take loans and engage in paddy cultivation.
Around 12,484 hectares of farmland was due to be cultivated in the Yala season in the Munadagara district, which consists of 11 divisional secretariat areas. However, due to the absence of rain, farmers were only able to cultivate 7,192 hectares, while around 1,800 hectares of farmlands was destroyed due to the drought. Though the drought has completely disrupted their way of life, they continue to be haunted by the debt that hovers around them. These farmers also call on authorities to provide some sort of relief to them in this aspect.
The money that was spent on farming was lost. This is not money that they had with them. It's money that was loaned from banks for an interest. Some had to pawn their jewellery. All this is lost because we did not have any income. We request for at least a reduction in bank interests.
These brave farmers who battle against the forces of nature each day to cultivate their crops are now faced with a new battle, the battle for survival.
අපිට කන්න බොන්න කිසිම දෙයක් නැහැ වතුරත් නැහැ ඉන්න තැනකුත් නැහැ කොරගත්තු ගොයතුනුත් මැරුණා.
Such statements could be heard from all around the Anuradhapura district. The drought has had a harsh impact on many such individuals.
We are here today at the Alapatbava area in Horopatana. When our Newsfirst vehicles arrived here, area residents ran towards us in hope that we have brought some relief.
The Alapatbava area in Horopatana is home to around 400 families. The area residents surrounded us when we visited the area as they believed that we were bringing much needed water. Many people in this area survive on 1 square meal a day. The Alapatbava village in the area had received water over the past few days. However, the Siambalave village has not received any assistance. Wells in the area have dried up to an extent where it cannot be imagined that water was present in this area. This dried up land is the only hope of these area residents. However, the inability to cultivate during both seasons has caused great distress to these farmers.
We do not have any farmlands. We obtained loans from the bank and carried out our farming activities. Now we cannot even face the banks because we are in debt and we cannot obtain any other financial assistance. We are living in grave difficulty.
If a vehicle comes, we run to the roadside hoping we will receive some relief. We are living with great difficulty. We only eat 1 meal a day and that too we get it with much difficulty.
Now, over the past few days, Newsfirst has been touring all around the country to see about those who have been affected by the drought. Our reporters who travelled to Kilnochi area filed this report.
Around 20 families in the Kilali area rely on this well for their water. The area residents point out that although authorities take steps to fill up water tanks using bowsers, this water is not sufficient to fulfill their daily requirements.
We started day 2 in the Kalali area in Kilnochi. The fishermen are finding it difficult to engage in their livelihood due to the lack of fish.
These residents who live in these thatched houses rely on the fisheries industry to make a living. They have had to face severe hardships due to the lack of water.